So you were doing a fill and you notice your nail has cracked and broken. Don't freak out, I'm going to show you how to fix it. I'm going with my carbide bit and I'm going to remove a lot of the gel surrounding this area. Likely there is going to be more lifting that needs to be removed. A lot of times when gel cracks and breaks off, it does lift the surrounding gel around it, but that doesn't mean the whole nail needs to be removed. We probably just need to fix this one corner. Everything has been nice and smoothed out. We can get a better picture, and as you can see, that white lifted area, that all needs to be removed before we can move forward with our fill. So I'm going in with my hand file, the 180 grit side. I'm going to be very gentle here, trying not to hit that natural nail. I'm angling it so it's really just hitting where that lifting is. That's slowly going to thin out that lifted area, and it's going to flake off at some point while we're filing. I want to keep a close eye here and dust off as we go to make sure that we're not over filing any of these areas or hitting the natural nail. It is okay to prep that natural nail since it needs to be prepped regardless, but we don't want to file it over and over and over. Something I never want you guys to do is go in with cuticle nippers to try to trim off lifting, because it can make it much worse. When you stick the blade of the cuticle nippers up under there, it can actually lift it up even more in areas that aren't lifted, and every time lifting occurs, it does slightly damage the nails, so we want to avoid that. This is where we got after filing. Now I'm going to show you how I would go about fixing this corner of the nail. Before you do that, make sure you go in and do any kind of nail prep that you need to do along the proximal fold. Whatever your nail prep routine is, do that first. Luckily, my nail didn't crack in the actual nail, it was just in the hard gel, so I can go in and rebuild with a paper form since there's still a little bit of free edge. I'm going to make sure that paper form fits nice and snug into that area and there's not any gaps where the free edge is. We'll make sure it is nice and secure and we'll be ready to go. I'm going to be using my fixer gel and my American Creator base gel to fix this nail. First, I'm going to go ahead and fully apply a layer of base gel all over the nail, and with this base gel you do not need a primer. I will flash cure that and then fully cure. Once that's done, I'm going to grab my fixer gel and a little orange wood stick that I dipped in some alcohol so that the gel is not super sticky. I'm going to start rebuilding that sidewall and that free edge. So I'm going to start by placing to fill in that gap, and then I will build it out onto the nail plate to give it some support. If it's not really supported on the nail plate, it can crack and break off again, so you want to make sure that it has some support to stick to. You can go in with a liner brush if you need to smooth anything out, or you can just go in and flash cure, and then we will fully cure this as well. Once it's cured, you can go ahead and pop off that dual form. It should come off nice and easy. I'm going to remove that tacky, sticky layer, and we're going to go in with our hand file again. I'm angling my file to just file over that fixer jelly gel to smooth it out a bit more, so it'll save me some time in the long run. Once you've got it nice and smooth, you can go ahead and apply your hard gel on top. First doing our slip layer, and then we'll go in with our bead of gel. If you've got that application where you want it, you can go ahead and fully cure. I'm doing one more shaping of the nail before I top coat. Fully cure that, and the very last step, I go in with my Pododisc to get a nice crispy square shape. This nail is all fixed and ready to go.